Types of social responsibility in business. For Nobel Prize winner Milton Friedman, there's precisely one social responsibility of business: to use the available resources in such a way that the resulting profit is as high as possible, as long as the corporation remains within the limits of the law. Management is neither authorized to use the funds entrusted to it for other purposes, nor is it qualified to do so, since it is selected according to very different criteria. Therefore, he concludes, the business of business is business. This is also the core of the shareholder value approach, according to which management must leave it to the owners to use their money for purposes other than purely commercial ones. Many other commentators have adopted a completely different position that can be formulated very openly as: the business of business is more than business. According to this view, which is particularly widespread in Europe, companies cannot escape from dealing with societal problems. Also, it has become widely accepted that without the resources and skills of large companies, we will not be able to solve the problems facing society in areas such as decarbonizing the economy, closing material cycles, or fighting poverty. What exactly this more consists of is viewed very differently by different authors, and it also changes over time. Before we address the understanding of business sustainability, a brief look at the earlier concept of social responsibility should be helpful. Long before the topic of sustainability was discussed, Peter Drucker distinguished the concept of philanthropy from the concept of corporate social responsibility. He made this clear by comparing two great US entrepreneurs of the late 19th century. Steel magnate Andrew Carnegie, America's richest man, donated later in life a large part of his fortune to charity. He was responsible for the establishment of more than 3,000 public libraries in the USA, the construction of more than 7,000 church organs, Carnegie Hall in New York, and the foundation of Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh. For Drucker, Carnegie's actions are an expression of a to do well in order to do good philosophy. You must first be able to afford doing good. The other entrepreneur, Julius Rosenwald, was similarly successful. He made Sears Roebuck the largest department store in America and the world. He was inspired to improve the underdeveloped skills and productivity of the American farmers, which became decisive for the economic success of Sears. However, in an indirect way. For Drucker, this is an expression of a very different philosophy: to do good in order to do well. According to this philosophy, you must be able to do good in order to be successful. While for Drucker, the Carnegie version is an expression of a social responsibility of wealth, the Rosenwald version is an expression of a true social responsibility of business. Applied to Switzerland, one could compare the Roche heir André Hoffmann with Stefan Schmidheiny. While André Hoffmann is a known philanthropist who uses his wealth generously for sustainability concerns, Stefan Schmidheiny's major concern has always been to live up to his social responsibility as a businessman. This initially related to the restructuring of his cancer-stricken Eternit group, then to the establishment and support of sustainable companies, especially in Latin America, and finally to the establishment of the World Business Council for Sustainable Business. In doing so, he has sent a strong signal to all other large companies to also turn their attention to the epochal task of sustainability. The Carnegie version has subsequently established itself in the USA as an expression of social responsibility, as a supplement to, but separate from Milton Friedman's purist understanding of the role of business. Drucker makes it very clear, however, that an understanding in the Rosenwald version is needed to effectively solve the pressing societal challenges. The state and society alone are not in a position to do this by themselves. This can only be achieved with the resources and know-how of business.